Let me ask you something real quick. Have you been starting your car the same way every day without even thinking about it? Key in, twist, drive off. Simple, right? Well, what if I told you that most of us have actually been starting our cars the wrong way this whole time? Yep, no kidding. And doing it wrong can actually damage your car and even cost you money in the long run. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might never look at your car's ignition the same way again. Okay, so let's paint a picture here. You wake up in the morning, you're already late. You rush to your car, throw yourself into the driver's seat, and bam, key in, engine on, go. It's second nature, like brushing your teeth or scrolling through Instagram. But cars, as simple as they might seem, are delicate machines, and how you treat them when you first start them up, that sets the tone for everything that comes after. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be one of those technical, boring explanations. I'm not going to throw car jargon at you like crankshaft positioning or solenoid activation or whatever else that sounds like something from a sci-fi movie. This is about real-life stuff, easy stuff, stuff that could save your engine and your wallet over time. Still with me? Good. Because the first mistake you're probably making happens before you even touch the key or button. That's right, before you even start the car. Let me explain. If you're driving a modern car, you probably don't think twice about all the electrical systems inside it. I mean, the screen lights up, the radio comes on, maybe your seat even warms up, and all you did was sit down. But here's the thing. Modern cars are super dependent on electronics. So, before you fire up the engine, it's actually a good idea to let your car's electrical system do a quick check. In simpler terms, you should turn the key or push the start button just one notch or one tap before actually starting the engine. That gives the car a chance to wake up, check itself, and get things like the fuel pump and sensors ready. It's kind of like stretching before a workout. You wouldn't jump straight into sprinting, right? Unless you want to pull something. Now, the second big mistake, and this one's super common, is not letting the engine settle for a few seconds after it starts. I know, who has time to sit around when you're trying to get somewhere, but hear me out. When you start your car, especially in the morning or after it's been parked for a while, the oil in the engine has settled. It's not instantly circulating, so when you crank the engine and immediately slam it into drive or reverse and take off, you're running your engine dry, at least for a few seconds. And those few seconds, they matter. Letting the engine idle for even just 30 seconds gives the oil a chance to move through the system and protect everything it's supposed to. Think of it like coffee running through your veins first thing in the morning. Without it, things don't run smooth. Here's a little twist you probably didn't expect. Are you using the right foot for the brake when you start your car? I'm serious. Because if you're one of those people who kind of hovers their foot on the gas while turning the key or pushing the button, maybe to help the engine start, you're not helping at all. In fact, pressing the gas while starting can flood the engine, especially in older cars. And in newer cars, it's pointless at best, damaging at worst. So if you're still doing that old school gas pump trick during ignition, it's time to stop. Like today. Another thing, ever notice those warning lights on your dashboard when you first start the car? You know, the ones that light up like a Christmas tree and then go off one by one? Those aren't just there to look cool. They're actually part of your car's self-check system. When you turn your car on and immediately rush into drive, you're skipping that important moment where your car is literally telling you if something's wrong. Giving it just a few seconds can help you catch things like low oil, tire pressure, or even battery issues before they become real problems. Think of it this way. Your car talks to you in its own weird little way. The least we can do is give it a second to speak up. Let's talk about weather for a second. Starting your car the same way in summer and winter, not a great idea. In cold weather, oil thickens up. It needs more time to get flowing properly. So when you start your car on a freezing morning and take off without letting it warm up, you're putting a lot of stress on your engine. You're forcing it to work hard before it's ready. Now, I'm not saying you need to let your car idle for 15 minutes like it's the 90S, but even a minute or two on a cold morning can make a huge difference. Just enough time to scrape your windshield or take a sip of coffee. It's a small act of kindness for your engine, and it'll return the favor in the long run. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Remote start. Fancy, right? Super convenient. But here's the deal. If you're using remote start from inside the house and then jumping into the car 10 minutes later, it's not always doing what you think it's doing. Remote start can help warm up the cabin, sure, but if your car is sitting idle for too long, especially without actually moving, it can waste fuel and wear out components for no real benefit. Plus, if you live in colder areas, idling for too long without driving can lead to moisture buildup in the exhaust system, which leads to rust. So, yeah, remote start is cool. Just don't treat it like a magic button. It has limits. And speaking of fuel, did you know that repeatedly starting your car the wrong way can actually waste gas? It's true. Poor startups make the engine work harder and longer than it needs to, especially when the engine's cold. So if you're noticing your fuel efficiency dropping for no reason, your morning startup routine might be to blame. Let's bring it all back for a second. If you're still thinking, okay, but does it really matter that much? Then imagine this. You're driving a car that you paid a lot of money for. Maybe it's brand new, maybe it's a hand-me-down. Doesn't matter. Either way, wouldn't you want it to last longer, run smoother, and cost less to maintain? All of that starts with how you start your car. Simple as that. Treat it right from the first second, and it'll treat you right in the long run. Here's another mistake that flies under the radar. Starting your car with the steering wheel locked. Ever get in, turn the key or press the button and feel resistance, or worse, nothing happens at all? That's because modern vehicles have an anti-theft feature that locks the steering wheel when the car is off. If you try to start the car while it's locked, you're putting extra strain on the ignition system or confusing the electronics. Instead, wiggle the wheel gently, left and right, while turning the key or pressing the start button. This releases the lock without forcing anything. It's a small thing, but forcing it repeatedly can wear down your ignition switch or starter motor over time. It's not about being paranoid, it's about building good habits. And the best part, these fixes don't cost a dime, but they can save you from some pretty pricey repairs down the road. All right, so now you know. If you've been starting your car like it's a race every morning, maybe tomorrow, just chill a little. Give it a second, let it breathe. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps way more than you think. And if you're into simple car tips that can save you cash and headaches, make sure to subscribe. Got any weird car starting habits you want to confess? Drop them in the comments. I'm all ears. Thanks for watching, and hey, start smart.